Let me get a quick, what are you doing? Good to go. A little different of an intro, sorry. Trying to get back into this. It's been 2 weeks for me since I've done anything on the bike, and I just need to break this habit or it's going to become a habit to stop. Alright guys, so topic for this video is passion. How to get your passion back, because a lack of passion is something that can take hold in a lot of people for a lot of different reasons. Passion is what keeps us coming back to these motorcycles. Passion is what's going to keep you riding more, and like I've said, like a broken record in all my videos, but that is the priority number one, is to keep you riding as much as possible. And passion can help you do that. When you lose the passion, you know, the bike just sits there. So fuck that. Passion's important. Let's get that passion back. Now, I think channels on YouTube, channels on Instagram, things like that can be a good way to get the passion back. They can offer a perspective on topics, you know, things to think about, new ways to look at things. Sometimes hearing somebody talk about a topic you've thought about 10, 20 times, they can say that one thing that sparks a different way of thinking about it, and it can make a huge difference. And you can look at that same thing that you've looked at 10 times in a different way, and it's huge. So if you're not subscribed to my channel, highly recommend subscribing to my channel. But even if you're not, highly recommend finding YouTube channels that make content that you enjoy, that keeps you thinking, keeps you guessing, keeps you learning. Continuing to improve can always get you something that you're thinking about, like that you want to do next time you ride. And that's huge to getting you back on the bike as soon as possible. Letting the excuses fall by the wayside and ending up riding. That's huge. So harnessing social media in a positive way to improve your own passion, rather than, you know, because obviously with social media we can come across things that bring us down, kill our motivation, feel like we're not good enough. And so it's important to curate your experience on social media, not to give your eyeballs to things like that bring you sadness. That if you ever feel yourself comparing, the algorithm's watching you, bro. It watches how long you stay on those things. And so, you know, just steer away from stuff like that. Try to find creators that are positive, that give you a better outlook, and that, like I said, that are teaching you. A good example is, I think he changed his name recently, but his Instagram handle is Cycleman Tucci. And so the impetus for my channel was to do what I'm already doing, you know, strap a GoPro on and maybe add a topic to it, right? And he's done the exact same thing in a completely different way. And man, it's just beautiful to see. He's got growth that I've never seen. I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, he celebrated 10,000 followers on Instagram. And I looked today and it's like already at 13,000. Like, it's astounding, his snowball. Like, I feel like I've got to, you know, put the head down, picks and shovels, and really try to get, you know, 5, maybe 6 subscribers on a video. And he's just killing it. And creators like him are exactly what I'm talking about. You know, he's on the bike already. He's doing wheelies with his friends already. He adds like an inspirational or a funny quote or something that gets you thinking. And that's huge. And that is why he's blown up. And these are the types of creators I would want to give my time to, the ones I recommend you give your time to. a voice of positivity in this space. Another good way to keep your passion high, keep your hopes and spirits high, is staying away from the news. Personally, for me, where I get all of my best terrible news is my wife. She doesn't really follow anything to do with motorcycles herself, but she's told that algorithm that she loves motorcycle wrecks and crashes and deaths. And so it shows it to her every chance it gets in this local area. There's always somebody dying on a motorcycle, but I don't search out that content. She has, and it notices, and it gives it to her. And so every day I get this link of motorcyclist death 40 miles from you, 20 miles away, decapitated. I don't search this shit out, and it's easy to get overwhelmed and fearful with this kind of news. And dude, it saps your energy, it saps your positivity, it saps your passion. You want to be there's so many things to think about, man. You don't want that to be what you're thinking about when you pass by your bike. You want excuses to ride. You don't want to fill your headspace. This is the most valuable thing you have, by the way. This is why advertising companies get paid billions and trillions of dollars. Because making you think, what they can show you has so much immense power on you. And you can curate your experience when it comes to things like that. So I don't watch the news. I don't watch crash videos. I don't care. And inevitably, somebody in your life is going to come to you with this, "Oh, did you hear about the man on the tricycle that got taken out by the horse?" If you're not already intaking all of that kind of content and they just bring it up in passing, it's not going to be a big deal. You can let that go and grow from it. But if you're already taking that stuff in, you're already in a negative mindset, you're already feeling kind of scared and fearful of other drivers, bikes, the road conditions, and then they give you that confirmation, bro, that is a cycle that fulfills itself, and you're going to ride less. So I stay away from that kind of negative news. I'd highly recommend doing that as well. Another good way to get your passion back and to be passionate is a project motorcycle. I would never recommend a project motorcycle as your first and only bike, but if you already have a bike that runs and you want to have something that you can wrench on, fix on, totally customize, no harm done, you're learning, I think that's a great thing. The problem arises where people have a project, maybe you have a project car, and you got it so cheap it's hard to say no, but the thing doesn't work. And it takes a lot of work to get it to a point that it works. And maybe you see a project bike and your project car isn't done, but I'm going to get the project bike because it's also a good price, and I need another project bike. Bro, don't fall into that trap. If you're going to start something, finish something. You're going to get way more fulfillment if you finish something. But man, I think it's one of the best feelings in the world to completely customize, change everything to you. Know that you took something from 0 to 100 yourself. It's a big point of pride, and that's going to keep your passion going while you're putting the project together, but you're also going to get that passion once you already have it because you're so proud. You want to show other people, you want to ride it around, you want to have a good time on the thing you built. It's not children, but I'm assuming it's a similar joy to how having a successful child can be. It's by your own labor you created something beautiful. So a project bike, why not? Okay, speaking of children, I think it can be a great way to get your passion. If you're feeling bored and I need a different bike and this one isn't fast enough, man, it can be a great time to buy a bike for your significant other, for your child. The joys of riding as a beginner, there's nothing like it in the world, and that stuff is contagious. And so being around somebody with all the modern technology we have, you can have conversations in real time with the person that you love, that you care about, who is simultaneously enjoying the thing that you love to no end, which is riding. Man, it can feel amazing. It can feel incredible. And, their first riding experiences and they're learning this and now they're doing that, and watching them progress can really amp up your riding enjoyment to a level that you almost can't get to by yourself. So that's a way to get super passionate, is just to share your passion with others, and when they love it, man, it's going to feel so great, and you're going to have so much fun as they enjoy what you enjoy. I'm going to turn back around. you can't experience your first ride ever again. You know, you're never going to get that same first ride on my bike enjoyment ever again. But man, you can ride with somebody who is experiencing all those things, and that can be super fun, super fulfilling. You can share your expertise. You can share the riding spots you know of, and just share in this beautiful hobby that gives you enjoyment throughout your life with someone else. You know, start their flame going. And it's always important to pass the torch, but you know, it's a good way to, you know, okay, for instance, your child, right? Your child wants to ride, and you used to ride, but you sold your bikes because you don't want your kid to get into that. That kid is going to forever think about riding, okay? Whenever they become an adult, they're going to buy a bike. I don't know what I'm waiting for. When they become an adult, they're going to buy a bike, and they're going to, not with you, with God knows who, maybe with my channel, imagine that. Don't let that happen. They're going to find a group of friends, they're going to learn to ride, they're going to do their thing, but it might not be as good as if you taught them yourself, right? So by pushing them away, you've effectively lessened the quality of riding education they could have had. And so you'll enjoy it. They'll be a better rider because of it. It's all win-win, you know, riding with your significant other, riding with your kids, showing this hobby to them in a way that is positive, in a way that is safe, and is going to benefit them positively for the long term and enrich you as a person and as a rider. Oh, fuck. I gotta read this fucking script and I can't read it. There's a car behind me and it's so low on my... It's literally... I don't know if you guys are ever riding and you just want to look down, try to look at your gooch. Basically, the process it takes me to find my next point every time I run to the end of one. This is a really interesting thing that I'm doing. Hey, let me check my gooch real quick. Sorry, I like to create a buffer behind me. I don't like cars getting too close, and I also don't like going too fast while I'm talking, while I'm riding. It's always a good time going, 60 to 130 real quick. Create yourself a buffer behind yourself. Give yourself a little safety. One less thing to worry about. And it's fun to do. Yeah. What you doing, Mr. Van? Thank you for stopping. What did I say? Create that buffer. That's right. That's what we're doing. And lastly, but maybe most importantly for some people, is the social aspect of riding. Maybe if you don't have that significant other, or you don't have that family member, or your friend's busy too much, man, join a riding club. Find a group of people who ride at a certain time. If that time works for you, they're already riding at that time. It gives you a reason to ride, a reason to get on the bike, people to learn with, people to, chit-chat, talk about your bike, talk about their bike, get ideas, see new places, go eat together. Being a rider, it gives you a ticket to friendship with other riders, and so it's important to use that ticket to get something, man. So, if you're not feeling a lot of passion riding by yourself, you're not getting that kind of enjoyment you used to, find a group of people that are doing it and see if maybe that adds to it. And go to a different car meet, a different night, find a different group of people who are riding, ride with them, find the clique that clicks with you, and you'll get a lot of enjoyment from that. Me personally, I'm kind of a loner. This is what I like the most. Yes, I like group rides, yes, I like riding with friends, but for me, just being in my head, riding my own ride, my own pace, wherever I want to go, I enjoy that, but a lot of people don't. I am a weirdo in that aspect. And so, finding a group of friends that ride when you can ride and doing it together, man, can be huge for your enjoyment, for your passion, and just give you what feels like structure. And some people need that, man. it feels like an obligation sometimes, but that structure can be positive, can keep you going, and the outcome can be riding more than you otherwise would have, which is positive, which is good for you, which is what we want. So for a person like myself, strapping on the GoPro and doing my own little thing, this gives me a lot of passion. And then adding a level of, talking and experiencing and sharing my experiences, my thoughts, that gives me enjoyment. Not everybody wants to put on a GoPro and do this. That's fine. But some people do, and that's also fine, I mean, shit, boy. Strap on a GoPro and go, If that's what appeals to you. This is one of the heaviest crime roads in our town, and so there's always a cop presence, so being wide open throttle is very stupid. But anyway, guys, that's a few tips from me to you. Wait, here's the cop. What did I say? A few tips from me to you to keep that passion flowing, keep you thinking about the bike, give you different reasons to get on the bike, different things to do while you're on it. There's so many other things. This is probably a topic I'll revisit later. But passion is super important. And simply getting on and, doing your 0 to 100 pulls, that gives you that hit of dopamine. That gives you a particular form of entertainment, but it's not necessarily passion. And searching out that passion, finding ways to keep yourself passionate, finding enjoyment that isn't, brink of death, risking your life, things that there's more to riding than that. And I think it's a positive thing to search out ways to get those particularly positive types of enjoyment out of it. So anyway, guys, that's the video. I really appreciate every single one of you. I'm glad to be back. Hopefully gonna film another one tomorrow. Really enjoyable. I love you guys. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Later, y'all. You guys remember Jungle to Jungle? That's what I think about every time I read his Instagram name. And I'm sure it's Tucci. Or it was Tucci. Now it's Tucci. But in my mind, I always hear, nice Tuki. Because I'm from Louisiana and we can't read. Don't make fun of me. We can't drive either. You see what I'm saying? Let me get a quick, what are you doing? You're a fucking idiot. I'm halfway in the road, staring at you. What am I doing? Took way too many pain pills.